Joey Reese and Billy Bouchard.
All right, so for the paid portion, we used to. So you already heard about how we got blackballed because we messed with DC Talk.
Decent Christian Talk, as they are known.
Correct. Now, another band we used to always screw around with. We didn't. Okay, let me rephrase that. We didn't screw around with them. They were just always around when we were doing dumb stuff. So I think they just thought like, oh dear God, these guys. And that's the Newsboys. The Newsboys were always cool with us. We were always cool with them. Didn't chit-chat a whole lot with them. Their keyboard player, I want to say his name was Jeff.
Was from Detroit.
Yeah, he's from Detroit. And so we would chit-chat with him and stuff like that. And that was always cool, and it was nice, and he was rad. So the Newsboys, I remember we played like Purple Door or a live festival, something like that. And there was like in like a field, there was like an old, almost like a dirt track. Almost like for like, I remember it being almost like for horse racing. There was this old dirt track, and the guys from the Newsboys wanted to, when they would come, they would have a whole, what's it called? Like a whole trailer full of toys. They had scooters, they had bicycles, they had skateboards, they had all sorts of stuff. And so whenever they would get to wherever they were going, they had this trailer full of stuff to do. So while I'm sitting there, while we're Reese just got up and left. He was bored of my story.
No, I had to shut the door. Hey, do you have me on in your computer speakers?
No.
There's like a weird echo.
There's a weird echo.
Yeah, take one ear out. Can you hear me coming out of your computer speakers? Hey, Joe, can you hear me? Oh, that's weird. Okay.
No.
Okay.
You're not.
Never mind.
I'll turn it down. Yeah, no, you're not. You're not coming out of anything funny.
Okay, so the Newsboys had like a separate trailer for their toys.
Yeah, so they could like screw around. They had bicycles. They had like electric scooters, like all that stuff.
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
Side note, I ended up with one of these motorcycles.
Did you really?
Yeah. Somehow I got one of Peter Furler's motorcycles, which also was Kevin Max's before that.
Oh, really? So we were going to like play wiffle ball with Third Day. Third Day always, there was like a summer where all the festivals we would play, Third Day always brought out like a wiffle ball set. And we would just play like wiffle ball and stuff like that. It was so much fun. It was so cool. So we're getting ready to play like wiffle ball. And I see like the Newsboys trailer open. And who's the guy from Newsboys with the really long hair?
Phil Joel, the guitar player.
Okay. So that dude gets on a scooter, like a motorized or a gas-powered scooter. So Phil Joel opens up the trailer and gets out this like gas-powered scooter. But the thing is, he's going to try and ride it around like a dirt track that kind of, my memory, what I remember is it kind of looked almost like a horse racing track, you know, like a dirt track. And so he's going to like ride this electric scooter on this track. And I'm thinking like, I don't think this is going to work, buddy. So as we're getting ready to play like wiffle ball, I see him and he gets on it and he hits the gas. It goes about 5 feet and the front tire wedges in the like loose dirt. And he goes over the handlebars of this scooter. And all you see is this quaff of salad, like his hair, just his cabbage. You just see it go flying. He goes over the handlebars, wipes out in the dirt.
He did have
And-
some amazing hair.
He did. And dude, I lost it. I was dying laughing. Never checked to see if he was okay. Nothing. I lost it. I was laughing so hard. So then it gets to the part where we're on stage. So we're gonna play. It was at Greenville College. So
In Illinois.
whatever. Yeah. So whatever
Illinois.
college. Yeah. So whatever festival that Greenville put on, that was the one that this was at. So it was going to be us, and then it was going to be Newsboys following us. So it was Bo's birthday.
Okay.
So we knew it was going to be Bo's birthday. Our old percussionist in the Insiders, Todd Misch, when he left the Insiders, he went to Greenville for college.
Your brother-in-law.
So, yes. So we contacted him and we were like, hey, we're going to be coming down there. Could you get a cake for Bo? So we can have like a birthday cake, all this stuff.
That's nice.
So we get there, and it's that part of the show where we call Todd up so it's Bo's birthday. We get Bo to the front of the stage, and Sarah, who was Todd's girlfriend at the time, now it's his wife, Sarah is going to bring the cake up on stage. And in typical Sarah fashion, she slips. She slips on the stage, falls down, cake falls down, blows apart. We scoop what cake we can back onto the plate. This was not planned. It wasn't like, oh, this will be funny and we'll throw cake and all that. That's not, we planned it to be a nice, here's a birthday cake, Bo. And we were going to cut slices of cake, all that stuff.
Yeah.
She slips and falls. Cake goes flying. We scrape what we can back. And then ultimately someone in the band realizes the cake's already a mess. So then cake got thrown. Then more cake got thrown. And lots of cake gets thrown on the stage all over. We're all covered in cake. That was not how it started off. I think that's Bush League, but that's what happened. So in saying that, like frosting and cake was all over the stage. So we were 3/4 of the way through our set, and now the stage, dude, Reese, you would have thought the stage was ice. It was, it was covered in icing. Bazing. So there's the stage is slippery as all get out from just cake and icing everywhere. We're sliding around. We finish our set. We do whatever. We get off stage. We're like, oh my gosh, like that's dangerous. Not even thinking Newsboys got to come out. So the Newsboys come out on stage. All the guys like get their instruments and stuff, and they start to do their thing. And they're playing, and then their lead singer comes out, runs out from the side of the stage, whatever, with this microphone, and he's coming out on his cue to start singing. He runs out, he hits that frosting, and just both feet up in the air, lands on his back. Boom! And then it's like you see in those like icy videos, he goes to stand up and can't and falls back down.
Oh no.
It was like ice up on the stage. They were livid with us. They were livid. And nothing ever came of it. They didn't blackball us or anything like that. They did play with us multiple times, but we ruined that stage for them. And and then the last time, one last time we played with Newsboys is we played with them at Wheaton College, and at Wheaton you're not allowed to dance, and so we played out on their football field. They set up the stage at half field, so there was all of the football field, then all of the track, then the stands. So you want to talk about a leprosy barrier? It was probably 80 yards from the stage to the stands. And then as
They
we were
couldn't
playing,
dance.
yeah, as we were playing, like kids that don't even go to Wheaton, kids that are like, oh, Newsboys and Insiders are in town. So they came and they bought a ticket. They don't
Yeah.
go to the college. They could care less if there's dancing or not. So, or they didn't know. So kids in the stands are like dancing and they're skanking. And every like 2 songs, they're having us like stop and tell them to stop doing it. And we wouldn't do it. We wouldn't say to stop dancing. So the manager, the stage manager's like, dude, tell the kids they got to stop dancing. So I'm finally like, screw it. So I make the announcement. I'm like, you guys, I can't stand this leprosy barrier. If you want, jump the fence and come up to the stage. So all these punk kids and stuff and all the like students there, the bleachers emptied and they all jumped over. Security couldn't stop them. They all ran out. They ran up to the stage. They were going nuts. We did our set. They ended up pulling the plug on our set.
No.
And I don't know if this is me changing the story over time, but I don't think Newsboys got to play.
Oh,
I think
no.
the concert got either
I'm sure they
Newsboys-
got paid though.
They did. Oh, you know they would have. But either the entire show was shut down or we were shut down. All the kids had to go back to the bleachers. And then we heard later that when all the kids like jumped over and stuff like that, that they destroyed, or the word injure isn't the right word. They messed up the track, like the running track that went around the field. And so like the kids like messed that all up. So we were told we were never allowed to play Wheaton College again. We would never be back. And we were like,
terrible, Joe.
whatever. Yeah,
Exactly. You know, I was looking online. It was Agape Fest. Agape Fest?
Yes.
Greenville.
Yeah. Greenville,
I also looked up
Agape.
why Wheaton College didn't allow dancing. And it was shit. I messed up the joke I was gonna tell. Why they don't allow premarital sex, and it's because it leads to dancing. Shit. You know what?
Edit it to where
Yeah.
I don't want you to redo the joke.
Hey, Joe.
I want you to chop it up and edit it to when people hear it.
It's funnier
after
if I
this.
just leave it. Okay. You know why Wheaton College doesn't allow premarital sex is because it leads to dancing.
Right. But
Dude, seriously though, fuck that noise. Why is this what we're doing as the church? Like you and I both believe, and this is what people do with the love of Jesus Christ, is be like, no, you can't dance. And I know the kids that were booking you guys and the newsboys were like, this is the best we can do to make advancements in our denomination, and hopefully that one day they'll allow dancing. Fuck that. Quit paying your tuition. Like, don't go to that college. Don't do it. Like, just don't go to that church. Don't go to that college. That is such bullshit. Like, this is not what Christ called you to do. Like, to live in some sort of shackles. Like, what happens if I dance and my penis moves? Fuck that. Fuck it. Like, just fuck it. Like, go out and love
like
people.
A sheep.
Go help someone. Go love people. Fuck that. Don't pay your college tuition to that. Jeez.
Yeah. Tell me your stories, your Newsboys or DC Talk stories.
Oh,
Did you ever get into it with anybody backstage?
I
I feel like you guys were all like too nice. Like you guys wouldn't have pushed those buttons where we were like, screw it.
Yeah, no. So
like you guys pushed promoters buttons.
we did.
You guys
a lot.
You guys didn't like beef with other bands.
Sometimes we did. So one time, here's the one time. There was this festival called the Power of One Festival. It was outside of Memphis, maybe? Outside of Memphis. And it was a cool festival. I think it only happened like 2 years. It was super cool. We were supposed to headline it. It was like a big thing, and we were big then. So the promoter comes to us, like, we're just hanging out backstage. Like, usually backstage at these festivals, they would rent like trailers, or they'd rent RVs, and that was your backstage, which is nice. You know, like you're used to not getting that. You're used to being in the back of some church or the back of some club, which is nasty. Or there was lots of places where there was no backstage.
Yeah,
you just go sit in your school bus, or you sit in your van. You know, that was it. Or you go out in the crowd. That was your backstage. We grew up on that. The Insiders and Five Iron, like we played that. So we're back in this RV, whatever, and the promoter comes in and he's like, "Hey man, this place is close enough to Nashville that this guy was playing the game. Like there's so much capitalism, so much just like, oh man, I gotta play this right, because otherwise, you know, Sparrow Records is gonna cancel and we'll never be able to do this again." And so he comes and he's like, "Hey buddy, guys, Jennifer Knapp just called," and like, I don't want to talk shit about Jennifer Knapp. I think this was her management.
Yeah.
But it was like, Jennifer Knapp's manager just called, and they pulled over the tour bus. So they're on a tour bus on the way from Nashville. Who gets a fucking tour bus to drive from Nashville to Memphis? Number one. Let's just start with that. Drive your car. Okay, but let's go with that. Just ignore that. But like, her management is calling, and they said if she can't headline, they're not going to go any further. And what this means to Five Iron is like, this, like this Nashville bullshit. Like, we'll call back and tell them we don't give a shit. We didn't swear. So we're like, yeah, call them back and tell them we don't care. So another hour goes by. Guy calls. He's like, yeah, they drove like 30 more minutes and they pulled over again. They're not going to come and they're not going to play unless you guys let them headline. And we're like, oh, put us on the phone. Like, let me talk to her manager. We'll get this straight. And he's like, no, it's okay. And who knows if it is their management or the promoter that is just like,
sure,
I made a mistake. I promised them they would headline. We don't care, by the way, about headlining. It's about, this is what you're doing with the love of Christ. Like, this is it. This is a Christian festival. You're selling these kids like, hey, this is a safe place and you're going to hear about Jesus. You're going to hear safe music, which is not what Five Iron was about, safety. But it's like, come on. You know, this guy is selling this, which is what most of those festivals were peddling. Like, this is a come and hear Jesus music, and it'll be like you're out in the world, but you're not. So don't worry about it. It's safe. But this is happening backstage. Like, some dude is just like, we're not going to play. And we're like, who gives a fuck? Literally, like, who gives a fuck? In our band, no one. Like, I don't know Miss Knapp. I don't know her. I didn't listen to her music. But this is why. You know, like, right here. I don't want anyone to listen to your music. Like, if this is how you are off stage, I don't give a shit. stay on the side of the road. I don't give a shit. Like,
Turn
here's-
around. It's not no skin
here's
off
my
teeth.
job. I go up here and I pretend like I'm famous and I put on a good show and I teach kids about social justice or the love of Christ. And you stay on the side of the road. I don't give a shit. Like, you do whatever. So
Yeah.
eventually they showed up and they were upset and they just played. And the guy gave us a bunch of dirty looks. I don't think she knew about it. She didn't say anything to us, though. And I have friends like Justin McRoberts knew her. He was friends with her, said she was cool. Never got to meet her. But that is just bullshit. Bullshit. Like that all of that was always at work. It probably still is behind the scenes. It's just
Yeah.
more open because now it's General Market, Capitol Records that owns everybody now instead of like CMG and EMI, not EMI Christian and Sparrow
Yeah.
and Benson and yeah, it's so dirty.
It is. Hey, do you need to take a break? Go tuck them in?
Yes, let me go
Okay.
regulate my children. Can I have 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be
I'll
back.
stop this. All right.
Joey Reese and Billy Boot Shop.
And there we go. We're back at it, ladies and gentlemen.
This is getting rough with all the kids and stuff.
I know. And now I have dogs snoring. Look at this. I'm going to do the phone. There's
Oh, Graham.
And then there's June. June's a Great Dane. So we got June and Grim. And they're just snoring away.
You're living the dream, Joe.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So continue. We have a half
Hi.
hour to go here. So continue with your
Ah, shit.
backstage beef stories at festivals.
I got very animated. That echo's
Yeah.
going again. Is it on mine?
I don't know. I haven't done anything different.
Okay.
I haven't done anything different.
Take off your headphones and see if it's playing out of your speaker.
It's not.
Hey,
It's-
hey, that's
it's
so
not.
weird. Okay. Backstage beef. I want to talk about Creation Festival.
Yeah, do it.
So
Do it, I dare ya.
do it. So the first time we played was 97. And for some reason we got to play the main stage. I think because ska was like the flavor of the month. So this is the deal. We flew into
And boy, were my arms tired.
we flew into Pittsburgh or Lancaster, somewhere.
Okay.
And Frank was with us, and we had to drive. So we flew all night and then had to drive to the festival. And I think the first band probably started at like 10. So we were the first band of the first day. So we had no idea. Like we hadn't played all these Christian festivals before. We had just played Cornerstone and
Yeah.
I think Tom Fest in 96. So we flew in, and I remember us just being exhausted because we had been up all night.
Just flown in.
Our arms were tired.
It just keeps getting funnier,
No,
I think.
and like you kind of learn, like when you fly a night, you try and sleep on the plane. But I don't think we were there yet. We were just like, yeah, we're on a plane. It was like
Yeah.
one of our first times. So flying, all of us exhausted. We had a van. And I remember all of us were sleeping, except Micah was driving. I remember Frank waking up, or he was, I think he woke up. he just goes, Micah, why are you going so slow? Micah goes, because I'm going up a hill. And Frank goes, no, Micah, a hill's like this. And he put his hand out, so it's like the angle of a hill. And Micah was like, go back to sleep, Frank. Because we were going up a hill. So we get there, and it's like the time we're supposed to get on. And I remember us being like, crap, we are not going to make it to the stage. And Creation was the most Nashville-y Christian of all the festivals. So it was like what you said about DC Talk, like we got that first when we got there, they were just like, who are you? Why are you showing up at this gate? And we're like, we're supposed to be playing in about 10 minutes, 15
Why
minutes.
don't you have a suit coat made of foil and a double Windsor necktie?
Normally when people play the main stage, they come in via helicopter.
Why don't you have frosted tips and a mullet, yet kind of a spike?
That did happen a lot. So then this year we decided at this moment we would come up with this thing, and it worked for us for most of Five Iron Frenzy. We would just stop saying we were in Five Iron Frenzy. So when people questioned why you were at the festival and why you had to get through to the stage, and they were stopping you and being like, hey, you're not on my list, you would say, we're Caedmon's Call. We would automatically just go straight to we're Caedmon's Call, because we were like, they're kind of hippies, so they may believe us, because they'd be like, well, these guys look like they don't take showers. And it was like they were charting high enough on the Christian charts that they'd be like, yeah, get these guys in there. It's Caedmon's Call.
Get him in now.
They're cool, and they
Get 'em
don't
in there.
shower. So right then we were just like,
We'll
no,
get you
no.
an escort, sir.
We're at Caedmon's Call. So they were like, they got a golf cart. The golf cart was driving in front of us. They were like, kids were like backing out of the way, because they'd be like, this is Caedmon's Call. It's Caedmon's Call. I don't even know if they were playing that year, but Caedmon's Call coming through. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. So we get to the stage. They're like, all right, all you got to do is line check, and then we're going to go.
Oh, we got to do a whole episode on line checks.
Also, I think they were also confused that we were doing our own line check. They were like, "Whoa, so where is your, where's your guitar techs?" And we were like, "What? We just what?" So
Yeah.
we get out there, check the lines, and they're like, "Okay, you got to go. You got to go in like a half hour." So it was like 10:30, 11, maybe it was noon. Creation it's kind of on a hill. There's I think they have 2 stages, maybe 3. There is the main stage, which is for Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant and DC
Yeah.
Talk and the Newsboys.
And the
And-
Insiders.
Yeah. And the Insiders. The Gaithers probably the year before that.
Yep.
And then the side stage, which is for, we don't want these kids to escape. So here's some alternative music, quote unquote, for them.
Yeah.
So the main stage, everything is like a lot of security guys, and they're like, show us your pass. Oh, you guys you're on the list. Okay, come on. And then they totally kiss your ass. And then you're like shuffled around, and they're like, here is this.
Until you
buffet
mess
of
with
food.
the sheep singer.
Yeah, don't. But it's
As
just
soon
like
as you mess with DC Talk, you're done.
there's an amazing spread of food. You get to stay in a nice trailer. Everything. There's probably somebody that gives you massages. All
Yep.
this really nice stuff, like really nice
Fluffers.
backstage. Everything is nice. So we're just like, oh, this is kind of crazy. And we had just not slept, and like maybe slept a half hour in the van. And Frank yelled at Micah for not going uphill. And then
Fast enough.
we show up, lie about being Caedmon's Call. So we've broken one of the 10 commandments, by the way. and then do this goofy line check, and then they're just like, okay. And everybody is like acting like this is the biggest moment of your life. So you're ready? This is the biggest moment of your life. And then all of a sudden, and we had done, like we were punk rock. Like we had played all these clubs. We got signed. We played like 2 tours with 5 Minute Walk, starting to play more Christian shows. And then all of a sudden, this was like the first festival of this season, like when our album had been out and we were something.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, this is the biggest thing in your life. You're playing main stage at Creation. And we're like, I've never heard of Creation.
You're right. Right.
Okay, whatever you say. It's in the middle of, it's like near Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I don't believe you, but okay, just kind of nodding and going along. And then they're just like, everybody 5 Iron Frenzy. And so what you saw when you guys played before Decent Christian Talk was 100,000 people. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's enormous. Yeah. It's like playing Wembley Stadium. But like this, so it was like 80,000 blankets and people trying to get their space for Michael W. Smith, who was headlining that night. Maybe 30,000 people, which is like, I'm not complaining. Like, probably the best crowd, like the biggest crowd we've ever played for, but did not give a shit about us. Like, just absolutely. And there was like a 60-foot leprosy barrier, which was like, so to be fair, the leprosy barrier, they put up these metal barricades, and it's like to make a handicap section, which is cool. But like, if I was in charge, put it on stage. Like, just let the handicap, like if you're handicapped, come on up. It's fine.
Yeah.
Not like you're going to do anything crazy. Come on up. But this was like 60 feet. And then like for all the other bands, they had like people filming it and all the press. Nobody gave a shit about 5 Iron. So nobody was in it. It was like you playing on this stage that was
football field.
Like a football field, for real, across. And the other bands would like, they came in with all the fake amps and stuff to put behind them, so it filled out the space. We didn't even have real amps. So it was like, plug into what they brought, which is like a Fender Twin and stuff. 100 feet. There's 8 people in our band, and we still were like, this is way too much space.
Yes.
You did this.
Yes.
You're used to playing in like clubs where you're just like, there's too many people on stage. There's more people than there are in the audience.
Your left arm is almost hitting the guitar head of the guitar player, and then your right arm is hitting the arm of the bass player.
Yes.
That's usually, and if you go further than that, you might hit a horn player. Like if you might outstretch your hand, you'll hit a horn player. Yeah. Yeah, and then you're at Creation, and you're standing there holding your vocal mic, and you look, and 80 feet away to your left is your guitar player.
Yeah.
And 80 feet away to your right is like your horn section.
Yes.
The drummer is 60 feet behind you. I mean, it was bizarre. It was bizarre how big it was.
So when you had it, you had night and you had lights, and like the crowd was all there and they were hype because you were going on before Decent Christian Talk. We had everybody else after us, and most of the people that were there were just trying to save their spot. So there were 30 to 80,000 people just trying to get their blankets out so they had a good space for their good bands.
Yeah.
And then us just showing up like with like maybe an hour of sleep, in the strangest show you've ever been in, and like the strangest situation you can imagine, like just being like, oh my God, I'm tired. Oh, what? We can't play because you're not going to let us through? No, we're Caedmon's Call. And then they push you through, and then we get up there, and then all of a sudden, it's just like paradise, all this really nice backstage stuff, and then you're on. And no sound check. Monitors suck. And nobody can hear each other. Like,
Right.
You're so far from the other people, you can't hear it. And you didn't have a chance to be like, hey, I would like to hear a kick drum or a guitar. You have to go stand near them. It was the weirdest thing. And then just like maybe 100 to 1,000 kids up front of the leprosy barrier, which was 60 feet in front of us. They wanted to be there. They're just like, yeah, this is cool. I've heard this band. And then 80,000 people that are just like, quit. Stop playing. You're ruining my chance to get a good space for Michael W. Smith.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, it was just the most, I don't know if we've ever played a show where you just felt like imagine if you were just like, if you were driving to work and somebody just yanked you out of your car and threw you into a daycare full of kids that were bleeding out of their eyes and were like, do calculus now. That's what it felt like. So we played and we tried, and like I agree, it was like the biggest crowd we've ever played for, but also we were just like disgusted. Like,
Yeah.
what happened? So we get backstage and it's all the Nashville people, and they're just like, aren't you proud of yourself? You finally made it. You played main stage at Creation. And we're just like, you guys can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't use the word fuck, but I will now, and they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah. No, it's funny that you say that, because I always felt the same way too. Like, you realize that's not your element. And
No.
so
Exactly. Like the worst.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Insiders, we never set out, I think we set out, we wanted to make it big on our own right. So if that meant playing clubs and then bigger clubs and bigger theaters, so be it. But we never set out to play main stage at Creation. I do know that we set out to play main stage at Cornerstone because we grew up with Cornerstone, and Cornerstone was awesome, and you wanted to play that main stage. But like Creation, to just go and play it, when you're at Cornerstone and it's a night you get to play main stage, it's like, oh, we're opening up. Like we were never the headliners on the main stage. So it would always be like we were opening for like POD, or
Yeah.
we were opening for MC Hammer. It was something like that. So the year that we did the main stage, it was us, and then it was MC Hammer after us. Mm-hmm. Like hours and hours because he came late, all that stuff. So we were always opening for somebody, but then it was always like bands that were like in our world. So we would open for POD. We would open for, I don't know, Sixpence None the Richer, somebody that we had an association with. And then you got to like Creation, and that's
Not
where it
at
was.
all.
It was like we would, you'd open for Stephen Curtis Chapman. You'd open for DC Talk. And all of a sudden it was like, wait a second, this is not our world. Our world is not like whoever that guy is over there that has this amazing history and legend for being a stage manager. He was a stage manager for this band, for this band, for this band.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a stage manager for DC Talk. Like, I don't know who that guy is. I don't give a crap. Like, he's never He was never at the Mosquito Club in Detroit. He was never at the Majestic Theater in Detroit. He was never at, the places that we knew and that we were comfortable with. And so then all of a sudden, you got to watch your P's and Q's, and it felt like that. It felt like church when you didn't like church. There's the time, and it's me now when I go to church, I'm comfortable in my own skin. But there's like that time in church where you're kind of growing up, or you're out of college and you're like a young adult and you're going to church, and it's like you put that mask on that everything is great. You're going to church and like everything is wonderful at home. And it's not. That's what I felt like Creation was. It's like you went and it was like all the like who's who of like the Christian scene. Uh-huh. And it was just like this weird, like I said, with like DC Talk, it was just this weird, like, I don't know. It didn't matter that it was a Christian scene or not. Like, I think we've talked about it before. We were talking about like crappy promoters or things like that. Like, I don't care how big like the Insiders ever got, or what if we ever would have made it to like some crazy stratosphere, let's say in an alternate universe, I would never treat somebody like that. Like, I would never treat somebody where you had to sell your shirts for cheaper than we did. Yeah. Where we, where it was like this, it just popped in my mind, like a country club. Like Creation was kind of like the country club of Christian music. And so like you like didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was part of that country club. I was just like the hired help.
It's worse than that, man, because it's like it's Jesus. It's using Jesus for profit, and a lot of profit was made. It's like if you're saying it was like church when you came back from college and it didn't feel right. It's like church if you've been sold into prostitution by your youth pastor, and then you have to be like, yay, church. That's what it's like. It was
weird.
Dirty. I want to say I don't want to say it was completely evil, because I don't think so. I think there were so many people that worked there that had good hearts and they really wanted to help kids, but like the system was evil, like to make money off of Jesus. That was happening so much there. And
wait, I'm sneezing.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
But like for us, we just thank God that was our experience coming to that. Like we're just like, this tastes nasty. We don't want it. And we told Frank, we were just like, Frank, like you're always just like, Frank, we'll do what you think is best.
Yeah.
But we don't want to play main stage there anymore. And here's why. And Frank, to his immense credit, like Frank always would just be like, yep, I see your point. I'm on your side. Like Frank's super good businessman, so he'd just be like, this is great. Like you're getting in front of this many people. You're going to sell this many albums. Great. This is why I'm doing this. Like I want to get you in front of all these people and you pay your bills.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Get rich, which never happened. But like he was just like, okay, I see your point. You're not going to play the main stage. And then it was like more reinforcement of Creation. So like, I don't want to skip over this. Like, this is also what put the distaste in our mouth. As soon as we got off the weirdest show we've ever played, we come off and there was a lady. This is amazing. Her name's Allison. She was working for Creation, doing some internship. She was roommates with Melinda, and this is how Melinda met Dennis, and they're still married. So awesome, but like this is how it happened. So if for no other reason, this is how Dennis finally met his wife. But like we come off the stage and she's just like, okay, got your golf cart here. I'm going to take you up to the tent so you can sign autographs. And we're all just like, what the fuck? Like, for real? This is happening? And she's dead serious. Like, she has no other mode than like just deadpan. Like, what do you mean? Let's go. Get in the golf cart. And we just be like, are you kidding? And like, this is what's so awesome about this Allison chick, was she was just like, she was so used to dealing with other bands and them just being like, you know, like, whatever. I need to change my outfit first. And she'd be like, no, we're on a schedule. Get in the golf cart. You know, like, she's dealing with decent Christian talk or whatever.
Yeah.
So she is like, thinks we're pulling this, and we're just like, this is not really happening. Like, right? This is. So she's like, get in, you singer, get in there. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we get in the golf cart, go up. She's like, here's your pen, here's your pen. I'm like, I don't sign autographs. Does not compute. Like, she's like overloaded. Sit down. She just is like, sit down and you're going to start signing. And I'm like, what I'm going to do is stand up. I'm going to go out there and talk to everybody in the line. She was so pissed at me. I just went out and I was like shaking hands with every single kid that came up to see us. Just being like, hey, thanks so much. No, I don't have a pen. I don't sign autographs. Sorry. These guys will. Forge my name, whatever.
Yeah.
And went through the whole thing. She was pissing me so long. And then finally,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So then we had told Frank we don't want to play the main stage. So the next year they put us on the side stage. And it was like side stage. We were headlining on the side stage, which is like, I'm not bragging. We had just gone from the main stage, and like he said, like, you move up, like moving up the Christian chain. But we were just like, no, we're not doing that again. And it was like for legitimate reasons. One, it felt weird, but two, but we're just like, this is not our band. We can't even see the people. You know, we're here to you know, like, because we like the people we're singing songs to. We can't do that, and we're not part of this machinery at all. So
Yeah.
Frank gets it. He's like, put him on the side stage. So we play the side stage, and it was like night and day. The main stage, you get this gourmet spread. You get to hang out with Stephen Curtis Chapman. You get a nice trailer, air conditioning. You can go to like several areas that are air conditioned. You can get a back rub, all this stuff. Side stage, you might find a hot dog on the ground. Like, it was just like, they were just
what
like,
we had to do.
like the management of creation was just like, why does this even exist? Like, why are we supporting these bands? Like,
right.
Just get them out of here as fast as possible. You had to set up your own booth, like on the side of the hill that it was on. There might have been 5,000 to 10,000 kids over there, but they were pissed about it. Security was mean. People on the stage were mean to you. They're just like, whoa, I could right now be working for the Newsboys, except for you. Firearm Frenzy.
Yeah, decent
man,
Christian talk.
But then the
Asked me
kids
3
over
years
there,
ago.
the people, they'd just be like, the kids are just like, oh my God, I hate this. Why did my youth group have to come here? Or why did my parents make me go to youth group? I just want to go smoke. And we're like, hey, dude, let's hang out.
Yeah.
So cool.
Now, I'm with you to a point when it comes to like the festivals where you made the comment that you thought they're evil because they're like selling Jesus.
Yeah.
I take a different look at it when the heart of that person when the heart of that person knows that they're exploiting people for dollars and they're exploiting Jesus for dollars, that's an issue. But you can't go person by person and know who's thinking that.
You're right.
I'm
wrong in saying that.
I just think that, like, we as bands, we have to charge money. So if you want us to come play, you have to pay our fee. So with that being first and foremost, there's a business behind it. And so if you're doing a show where you're having the Insiders, 5 Iron, and the W's come and play, Insiders need a certain amount, 5 Iron does, and the W's. So you figure out a ticket and you do it. I think when it comes to festivals, obviously they're bringing people in. They got to have food. They got to pay for first aid services. They got to do all this stuff. And so I think I look at it like somebody who put it together. I don't think somebody started off saying, like, we're going to get rich by exploiting Jesus. I think people are like, let's bring bands together. Like, ultimately, we want to put on a concert. And the concert is the business.
Maybe some people did, though, Joe.
I mean, maybe
That's
some
the
people.
evil.
But I don't think, even in dealing with everything that I dealt with and everything that I saw, I never met somebody that was just wringing their hands like, they will pay me because they want Jesus, or I'm prostituting
some people
Jesus.
like that.
Yeah, I never did. I never did.
One of them cussed me out on stage at Kings Island in Cincinnati.
Yes, I do remember that one, though. But so, like, for me, when I see, like, I don't have a problem with a promoter putting on a big show, charging money to put on this show. That's just the price of business. What I don't like is after the business, when it comes to the relationships, and that's where you see, like I said, like the DC, and I'm not saying DC talk. If anybody from this point on where you were listening to the freebie, or that you're part of this, the paid portion, I have nothing bad to say about the other two guys in DC talk.
Michael Tate.
Michael
Mack.
Tate, or what's the other guy's name? Kevin
Toby
Mack.
Mack. Toby Mack. Kevin
And
Max
Michael
is the
Tate.
one you're upset with. Who
Yeah.
I encourage you. So I think he is a weird dude, but you should check him out lately. I think he has grown. He has made, he makes good music now, and he's kind of, Joe, this is not going to do anything for you, but he's kind of woke.
Yeah, that does nothing for me.
You should check him out, though.
Nah, as soon as you said woke, I'm not going to check him out.
He's
But
kind of awesome. I don't want, no.
you already said woke, which ruined it. So I don't want to listen to him.
Yeah.
But hey, and here's the thing: like we all grow. Like I mean, like I was an idiot back then. Like we went to festivals and we picked fights and we did that stuff just to prove that we weren't part of that machine, that money making machine or whatever. But again, just to finish my point, I don't think the putting on of a major concert or festival is evil. I think you're providing people, kids, adults, with something that they want. And then there's a price tag on that. What I don't like is then you have Kevin Max from DC Talk acting like he's Bono. And like you're not, dude. You're not Bono. You're in a big Christian band, but you're not Bono. You're not Kurt Cobain. Like, you're not that. So don't, just because you're the biggest fish in this pond doesn't, like, that's what I hate. It's that type of mentality. You're the big man on campus, but in the grand scheme of things, does the rest of the world know who Kevin Max is? Probably not. And that's what I can't stand is when people get that mentality. And that's where like the insiders used to kick in. I don't know if it was the Detroit in us or whatever, but we would always like kick in and like, I mean, this is a poor phrase, but I think we always like tried to humble people and like knock them down.
Dude.
Yeah, knock them down a few pegs. Like, hey, man, you're DC Talk. You're not U2. Like, chill out. Like, just relax. You're the biggest person here today at Creation Festival. But if down the road, if Metallica is playing Philadelphia, you ain't crap in the state of Pennsylvania. Like, just relax.
It's biblical. Paul did it to Peter. It's fine. He knocked him down. He knocked him down a couple pegs.
All right, good. Well, that's what we like to do then.
No, I agree with you. Like, I'm not talking shit. Like, I've had good conversations with, exchanged phone numbers with Toby Mac. He's a good dude. I've had weird conversations with Kevin Max. I owned his motorcycle. It was weird.
Yeah, he's a weird dude, man. I didn't like him back then.
The whole thing where, like, we make rock stars out of Christians, though, like, it gets your head. I mean, like, that's why I didn't sign autographs. It gets your head. It gets in your head. Like, maybe I am cool. Maybe this is, like, all these things that people believe about me are true, but it's not. It's like you're on stage. That's fake you. Those people don't know you. There's no reason for this. Like, I get that Jesus uses it for good, but, like, that persona that you are on stage is not you. It's this fake, I'm a rock star guy. And I think, like, either you realize that or you don't and you buy into it. And that's fine. It's easy to buy into. You know, like, if it's human nature. If people treat you a certain way, you become that. You know, like, there's all these psychological studies where people treated kids like criminals and they ended up becoming criminals. So you treat somebody like they're like the complete shit, you know, like they're made of gold, and they're going to start acting like that. And I think that was, for my experience, most of the Christian industry. There were some people that saw past that, like Rich Mullins. Stephen Curtis Chapman, like, I don't think he bought into it. I've met Michael W. Smith. He came up to me and he was like, hey, my name's Mike. And I was like, no shit. Like, everybody here knows you are this guy. But he was just so cool, down to earth, like, dude from West Virginia. It was cool. But
Yeah.
I do think that it will, if you treat somebody like that, it's easier for them to become what you expect them to be than for them to say, like, this is not ethically right, or this is not a moral thing. I need to humble myself, or the thing you see on stage is not real. Let's talk about this thing that is more important. That's a huge step. And so I think most people would just be like, yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. And that's fine. I think Jesus uses that. I think the other thing is that, like, just this whole mentality within Christendom that, like, the prosperity gospel, that, like, to be successful, to be loved by God, you have to make money, or that if God blesses you, it's going to be monetarily. I think that is just rampant, especially in American Christianity, especially in evangelical culture, which is what those festivals were all about. And that's okay. Like, I don't think it's morally correct to think that, like, what God gives a shit is you being rich. God gives a shit about. Have I had too much Bacardi?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Probably not.
I don't think he gives a shit about you being rich. I mean, it happens, and I think he's sovereign, so there's a reason behind it. But the point of that, of God's blessing, I don't think has to do with money. And so much of the church just stops at that, like the evangelical church. Just like, if God loves me, I'm going to be blessed. And so then we're going to have this festival, and we're going to pay this band $1 million to talk about Jesus to these kids and spread this. And it's just like anything else. It's gluttony, and it sucks. But what our good friend Paul says is that it doesn't matter. What matters is that Christ is preached. And so in all the dirtiness of Nashville and what was the Christian record labels and capitalism going on there, like, what matters is that kids got saved because they heard DC Talk singing kind of like Nirvana or rapping. Like all of a sudden rap was safe because there was two white dudes rapping about Jesus. Kids got saved because of that. Like, people came to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. Like, they know him because of that. And that's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
There's so many dumber ways that people have spread the message of Christ. Like, so many more offensive and awful ways. I can't talk shit about DC Talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it can a little bit, but
right.
Yes.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you most of that and stuff like that. Like, do you ever feel like, in the Matrix, you could take the red pill and keep going on, and then you could take the white pill and see the world for what it is? I always felt like the insiders took the white pill. I think we made all our decisions on like what we wanted. And that's why we didn't have a good career, because we didn't play the game we were supposed to play. We didn't listen to Tim Tabor. We didn't listen to the money trail. We didn't listen to that stuff. Hey, you guys can get rich if you do this, and if you do this and this, and that's not what we wanted to do. We knew from the very beginning, we took that white pill, and as other bands were falling in love, and you could go back probably within the first 5 episodes and know what band I'm talking about, but as bands went out with like bigger bands and were like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Like, we're opening for DC Talk. We're opening for the Newsboys. We're opening for Audio Adrenaline. So then on their next tour, they want to be that. They want to get to that next level. And they're going to do it the exact way that band did it. And if that band did it by, you don't talk to your opening bands, you don't go out and talk to the kids, you triple charge for your shirts. You make sure that your opening bands sell your shirts for the same. If that's it, then they took the red pill, and they want to see life for like this nice whatever. And they want to follow down that path. I think the insiders, we took from very early on, we took the white pill, and that's not what we wanted. Like, if our reward was wealth, then our reward was going to be wealth because we did it what we called the insider way.
Yeah.
So if we just did whatever we did and money flowed because of that, so be it. But it didn't. And we made decisions based on, just like you guys, we made decisions. Hey, we could go out with the Newsboys. We could go out with Audio Adrenaline, or we could go do a club tour with Jeffrey's Fan Club and the Skeletones. Okay, well, we're going to do a club tour with Skeletones and Jeffrey's Fan Club. We want to do secular shows. We know what we want to do. I can't, okay, restart that whole sentence. I'm not going to say I think. I know that was not our motivation. I know we did not want to be the next DC Talk. We did not want to be the next Newsboys. We did not want to be the next fill in the blank. We just wanted to be us. We wanted to be, us 7 guys from Detroit that set out with a purpose before we even knew there was a Christian scene. We knew that we were Christians and we had a message, and we thought the only way that we could do that was playing with the Suicide Machines, playing with Mustard Plug, playing with Slapstick, playing with these bands.
Yeah.
And the Parka Kings. I mean, I could just go on and on and on with all the Detroit bands and stuff like that, and Michigan bands. And like that, if we got wealthy by doing it our way, then that's what we did. But we wanted to do it our way. So I think when it came to those festivals and it comes to those bands, I think you said there was one of two. Like you had 2 options. And I think when I was thinking of that, I was like, no, I think there's 3. I think you're not good enough to be that upper echelon. I think there's that upper echelon that totally buys into the prosperity of it. But then I think there's that third category that you are good. You're good enough. You're great musicians. You have great music, but you see through the crap.
Yeah.
And you can still do all the stuff you want. You can still play festivals, but you're not going to get caught up. Like for us, I played in a band with amazing musicians. I was the crappiest one out of all of us. Crappy lyrics, crappy singer with amazing musicians I feel around me. We would go to a festival and we would do what we wanted on our agenda. We weren't getting caught up with Nashville. We weren't trying to be friends with DC Talk so I could tell people later that like, hey, I got Toby Keith's cell phone number. Like we weren't like that meant nothing to us. We wanted like I can hang my hat on my friendships like with you guys, with Squad, with Dear Ephesus, with POD, with Chevelle. Like those are the guys that, and all of us had the same exact like mindset where it was just we were doing our thing, and whatever that brought, if that brought radio play, if that brought bigger shows, if that brought bigger paychecks, so be it. But we were going to do it our way. I wasn't going to, that was one of the biggest things. Like one of the toughest things for me is doing Scalleluja with Steve Taylor. Well, that was one of the biggest things to this day that was a crossroads in my life where Steve Taylor was telling me to rewrite songs and rewrite lyrics and do stuff because that was going to take us like in a different direction. And Steve Taylor, like that's what he was supposed to do. He owned a record label. He was trying to get the most sells. He was trying to do that stuff. But for me personally, I was like, I'm not selling out to do that.
Yeah.
Like this is what I want to do. And I don't want to do it because Nashville is telling me to do it. I want to do it because it's what I feel. And what he was telling me to do. And I love Steve Taylor. I absolutely love him. Hopefully we're going to have him on the show as a guest. I absolutely love him. But at that time, I was just like, I can't do it. Here's one of the greatest musicians of all time. And I had to reject what he was telling me to do because that wasn't me. That was, if I did that today, I would be telling you that I sold out and I tried to be Nashville. But I didn't. And therefore, we didn't have the career that we could have, but we did it our way. And I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, too, I don't think you guys ever... I don't think you would have, like, had you sold 10 million albums, I don't think anyone would have... Maybe Kyle. Let it go to their heads.
No.
Like, I feel like you would just be like, I just want to pay my bills. I want this
Right.
American dream where I have like a regular house, 2 kids, maybe a guest room, 2 cars.
Yeah.
I just want this level. I mean, you guys were Salvationists. You went to the Salvation Army Church.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, it is a church,
Yeah.
not just a place where you buy cheap stuff at the thrift store. It's like Yeah, I mean, like, not just that, but you guys all volunteered, became pastors. I don't
Yeah.
think, I don't think it was, like it was something you all were doing to become rich. Same with us. Like, we just wanted to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I don't,
And I
mean,
think
I would have loved to sell more albums, be able to be like, yeah, my kid's college is paid for, but whatever, man. I don't, I mean, the things I regret are giving into that, like trying to appease that machine,
yeah.
not, like saying what I said, or, like standing up for stuff. I don't regret the things that cost us money.
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that's why we're all friends with all of those that we're friends with, because we all had like minds.
Yeah.
Like I'm not friends. And here's the deal, listeners, everybody, I do not know the hearts of the guys in DC Talk. Like I said, the one guy was a jerk. The other guys I don't know. I don't know Audio Adrenaline. I don't know Newsboys. The only reason I'm using them as examples is because in the 90s, they were at the top of the game. That's
Yeah.
the only reason. I could be talking out of my butt, but they're the reason that I'm using the example. And with that's why we're friends, is because we're all like-minded. I don't have any of the Newsboys numbers in my phone. I don't know anybody. I don't talk to anybody from Audio Adrenaline. I don't talk to anybody from DC Talk. I don't talk to anybody from these like huge, mega, popular Christian bands. That's not who I was friends with. The people who I was friends with were you guys, Squad, Dear Ephesus, POD, Chevelle, Supertones, a Canadian outfit called Fun with Fat Kids, Johnny Respect. That list can go on. Jeffrey's Fan Club, Skeletones. Like, you're friends with people who are like-minded with you. And I just think if it was someone who, if I looked at them and said, no, they're in this for the money, like they're in this to be Nashville, it's like I really haven't remained friends with them. It's a different mindset. They were doing their thing, and I was doing my thing. And then you just kind of hang out with the people that are kind of doing your thing too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you guys... Oh, go on.
We played with a band probably at 1998, 97. I can't remember this band. Their manager was one of the dudes from Whiteheart. And it was good early on to see this, because Whiteheart was like the shit.
Yeah.
When I was in youth group, they were like, oh man, these guys are edgy. It's almost metal.
Yeah.
Like it was like the Christian version of Journey.
Yeah.
And they were huge. And then one of the dudes in Whiteheart, I don't know if it was a singer.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yes, he was managing this band, and I just remembered this like clicking with me. I was just like, this is what this machine does to you. Like this guy was just hungry, like trying to pay his rent or his mortgage, trying to provide for his family, and he turned 30 and they'd already kicked him out. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
You're not the flavor anymore. So goodbye. And now he was like just trying to hustle as hard as he could in Nashville and manage this band, which didn't go anywhere. Like this band was opening for us. They were just like, what do we have to do to get on tour with you? And we're like, I don't know.
Be good.
Like, just show up, play some songs.
Yeah.
The same Nashville machine that they were just like, well, what does it cost? how should we mark our T-shirts? How do you do this? And we're just like,
Yeah.
shut up. Like, just, aren't we on the same team? Like,
Yeah.
isn't this what we're doing? We're trying to share this with people. This thing that changed us, like the thing you were singing about that changed me, the love
Yeah.
of Christ. This is why we're doing this. And this poor dude was just, he had been chewed up and spit out by that machine and was now just like, what do we have to do to get on tour with y'all? What do you want? And we're just like,
Yeah.
sit
Do you
down,
want me to
man.
kiss you? Do you want me to kiss you right now? I'll kiss you.
Right on the mouth.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's just like,
I'll pull
I
down
mean,
my pants for you.
for us really early on, I was just like, I don't want this. Like,
Yeah.
I do not want this at all. Whatever it takes to not be part of that machine, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
so then you
what?
end up doing it for the fans, you know? Like you do it for the
Yeah.
fans and you do it for your fans and you know like what you're doing and why. But yeah, man, I never wanted to wear a foil suit coat with a pink shirt underneath and a blue tie. Like, what?
I mean, I kind of do now, just to see
to be
what
ironic?
it feels like, just to be
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I can't. That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Same.
And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with sitting here having the awesome stories that we have to tell on this podcast and knowing that my bank account ain't anything.
Your bank account is fine because you work as a roofer.
Yeah. But I lost all my insiders money. I lost it all in the housing, like when the housing market crashed.
Not in the divorce crash.
No, it was before
Oh.
that. Yeah, I lost it. I lost it in the housing market. We lost our house. I had like 45 grand like nest egg from like the insiders.
bro.
And we put it as like a down payment on our house and then ended up losing it in the house and everything like that. And that was it.
I lost all my $5 money I didn't pay back taxes.
Oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That will do it.
This is one thing they need to teach you in Rockstar School is you're going to get taxed at about 40% of your income,
Yeah.
and nobody's holding taxes for you.
Yeah. No.
There goes that went my $5 fortune.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gents, you have now heard the rise and fall of both the Insiders and Five Iron in regards to festivals and our money. So we want to thank you. In fact, I think we gave you guys a lot of stuff this week.
Feeling
Whether
that
it's
we did.
free, whether it's freebie or whether it's paid, I think we're at like the 2.5 hour mark, something like that. It'll probably be edited to a little bit less, but we're at about the 2.5 hour mark. So you guys take care. We will talk to you next week. We hope to have some guests, like I said, Steve Taylor. I almost said Steven Tyler.
Curtis Chapman,
almost said
Steven
Steven-
Tyler, Steven
Yeah.
Curtis Chapman.
Yep.
All the Stevens.
Yep.
Steven Till, Stephen Miles Till, who was in
Yep.
Roper
Yep.
and who has also been in Leonore.
Yep. Ooh. That's fantastic. All right, you guys. We want to thank you again for being Patreons of ours and all that good stuff. I never know if I'm saying that right. Patrons. If you're a patron, I don't know what it is.
It's fine.
But thank you. But thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate it so much. And words can't describe how much we appreciate you guys.
One of these days we'll talk about you on the podcast, but I keep forgetting.
Yeah, and we'll do another Zoom call meeting and chit chat with everyone, see how things are going after your summer.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys.